How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good. It's good turnout tonight. Brand new topic. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I like doing this. Is probably just as exciting for me as it is for you guys. All right. We good, Jay? All right. Cool. So welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gary Bailey. I founded Build in 2008. Prior to that, I was a junior high band director and then a real estate investor. And I realized that I had a really hard time finding houses. I had a hard time managing contractors. I had a hard time getting financing. So we started Build to solve all those problems. And I feel like we've done a pretty decent job at it. So last year we sold 204 houses. This year we're on track to probably not quite double that, but probably get up to about 300 houses this year. We've got a really great team, and we're helping a lot of people apparently because you guys keep coming back and buying more and more houses from us, so we like it. So welcome here tonight. I always like to say this as well. We don't sell anything other than the houses and the financing. So there's nothing to join. I don't have a DVD set. So there's nothing to buy. There's not going to be some pitch at the end where I say, and to get started is $16,000. Save your money, put it towards the house that you're going to buy from us, and do it that way. Let's all make money together. Does that sound good? All right, cool. I do want to make a quick plug. We've been videotaping these workshops now for the last year, professionally for the last year, and I want to let you know that we've got them all ready to go. Most of them are uploaded on YouTube now. So on our main website, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel right there. You'll be able to see all of our workshop videos, and they're chopped up into little bite-sized chunks. So I don't think that you're going to sit in your phone when you're in line at Kroger and watch an hour-long workshop. So we've got them all divided up by subjects. We've got contractors on there, financing, budgeting, everything. So go to our website, click on our YouTube channel, subscribe if you could, and you can see all of our videos. So let's go ahead and get started. You ready? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, now the whole reason why we did this workshop, we were like, we've got to come up with something new. And we always try to base it on things that we really hear from you guys. And one of the things that I hear every single month over at Mio's afterwards, I always ask the same question. You working on any rehabs right now? And if they say yeah, and I say, they're like, yeah, it's almost done. And I always say the same thing. So what do you think, like 2 to 3 weeks? Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. Everybody's rehab when it's almost done, 2 to 3 weeks out. And I hear that every month from the same people. So we really looked at it. We said, hey, what are some things that we can do to help you guys get through those last 2 to 3 weeks? So they are only 2 to 3 weeks because there was a way of squeezing 2 to 3 weeks into 2 to 3 months. So why does that matter? Why is that really a problem? It always comes down to money, right? There's all kinds of reasons. I'm going to run you through some of them. Your carrying costs, right? So every month you're holding that house, you're carrying it. You've got soft costs. If you've got a loan with it, you've got financing that's racking up every single day. The other thing is lost opportunity costs. So if you're busy doing your deal, you can't get on to the next one. You may be missing other deals that are out there, right? Remember we talk about that where you can't just sit and wait for like the deal of the century. You just got to take the next one that fits your numbers, but you got to keep doing one, and then you'll hit one that's just like, boom, jackpot, and you didn't even realize it. And you might come into that deal thinking, I'm barely going to make any money on this, and you end up making 6 figures on it. So, but you don't know. So you want to avoid those lost opportunity costs. You want to be able to get that house, get out of the house, and get on to the next deal so you can do volume. Loss of momentum as well. I mean, you get bogged down in a rehab, it just sucks the life out of you, doesn't it? I mean, it just seems like when one thing goes wrong, then other things go wrong, and then it just takes longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. So you really lose your momentum. It gets draining. And the longer it goes, you just get tired of dealing with it. I mean, you just hope that you come home one day and all of a sudden the house is just going to be gone. But that doesn't happen, does it? Someday it might be gone. Then you have a real problem on your hands. Market timing as well. Everybody learned this back, oh man, you should have been here when we were doing the workshops during that first-time home buyer incentive, and then that went away. Woo! Man, everybody that bought before that, and then it pulled all the buyers in, and then they got stuck with houses. I mean, stuff was dropping 10% in 6 months. It was awful. We had small crowds back then, and we just passed around tissues and sang Kumbaya. But we got through it. But market timing is huge. If you buy a property in January and try to get on the market by spring, and then it takes longer, in those 2 to 3 weeks, if they do spread out to 2 to 3 months, then you're trying to like Okay, I was hitting that spring pop. Now I'm just hitting the fall one. And well, hopefully I can get it on the market before Christmas, right? So you just lose that momentum. You lose that market timing. Also more time for Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law, I think, was invented for real estate investors because everything that can possibly go wrong goes wrong, doesn't it? And the longer you're in that deal, it just, Murphy's popping up here and there and everywhere, right? That's when the foundation wall comes, if you feel like, okay, we're doing the foundation repair and we're going to be exposed on this wall for like 2 days. So as long as it doesn't rain during those 2 days, we'll be all right. And then when does it rain? It was a crystal clear forecast. And as soon as they get that dug back out, boom, and it collapses. When I tell these stories, these are actual stories that happened. Like, actually, that happened. The entire foundation of this wall collapsed in this house right when they had dug it out. But the foundation guy guaranteed the work, fortunately. But they can't get a hold of him. It's really weird. Strange. Time is your enemy. You want to get in the deal, get the rehab done, get out, get on to the next deal. You don't make more money by hanging on to the house longer, right? You make less money. Okay, good, less money, right. So, how in the world, what happens that causes the last 2 weeks to get squeezed in the last 2 to 3 months? Well, all the little things, right, that all pile up. But I'm going to give you a practical thing. Your trips to the Home Depot and Lowe's during those last 2 weeks, you probably make more trips during those last 2 weeks than you do the whole other rehab. And that's time wasted where you're running around, going and picking up stuff, and you're trying to do a little punch out here and a little punch out there. You put off all the little jobs all along the way, all those little odd things, you put them off the whole way. And they all kind of catch up at the end, right? You think, oh man, I can't find somebody to come in and fix that electric. And you think somebody's just going to show up one day and it's just going to be fixed, right? No. Does that happen? No, it doesn't happen, right? So you put off all those different jobs. And what happens is all those little jobs, they all build up. And they turn into one big job. Terrible, right? Okay, am I painting a clear picture for you? Am I hitting home for anybody? Yeah. Right. It all comes down to one thing, and this is what we're going to teach you guys tonight. See, all those are really just symptoms of a larger problem. And it's that you aren't planning and you're not reviewing the job as you go along. So you're putting off the little things. You're putting off that. You're delaying that. You're having a hard time to find somebody to do this, so you don't do it. And the real root of the problem is that lack of a plan and lack of reviewing your plan along the way. Let me put this quadrant up for you. This is a quadrant. There's 4 sides to it. This one, this one, this one, and this one. These are arrows. So this is more, this is less. There's 2 parts, and I want you to think about where you are and what your personality is and how you function. Are you a big planner? Do a lot of reviewing? Put together these great elaborate things and charts and all this stuff, and you know exactly what day the drywall is going to be hung. You know, June 13th, Jim will be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. He'll be hanging the drywall. And he'll be finished approximately on Thursday of that week. Some people will try to plan that out, right? Is that you? Or are you more of a doer? I'm just going to go and I'm just going to work. I don't have time for planning. I'm too busy. I don't have time to plan this rehab. I'm too busy doing this rehab. Here's what happens. You're going to fall in one of these 4 categories. If you're just a doer and you don't spend any time planning, you're just doing and going and going and going and working. You never stop to say, okay, how's this rehab going? And you wait till the very end to sift through all your receipts and see how you did. Literally, there's investors I know that they sold a house. It was like 2 weeks earlier. I'm like, how'd you do? I don't know. I gave my accountant all my receipts. He'll let me know how I did. Oh my goodness. I can tell you how you did. You'll burn out. You'll just burn yourself out by working and working and working. Seen people too try to save money by doing a lot of the rehab themselves. Every weekend they're out there. Stretching on and stretching on and stretching on. You'll burn yourself out if you're just all doing and no planning and no reviewing. Now, there's a lot of people out there too, they're all planning. And there's no doer. There's no doing. They're just a big talker. Oh yeah, I did this deal. Remember how I said I hear the stories about the people that have been in the same house every single month? Well, you'll hear other investors too. Nobody in here is like this. You hang your hat on that one deal that you did, and you made money on it. You've been talking about that deal, and next thing you know, it's been 5 years, and you haven't done any deals since then. Get on to the next deal. Don't just spend all your time planning. Now, if you don't plan and you don't do, you're just a bum, right? You don't do anything. What you want is you want to have a balanced business. The planning is really, really important, but you can't spend all your time just planning, just thinking about it, and just researching real estate investing. There's only so much time you can spend doing that. At some point, you've got a plan, and then you've got to go out and you have to take action. Throughout your entire project, you need to be constantly reviewing your plan, seeing how you did, and this could be on a weekly basis, and then basing your actions on that. See, our business grew, and when I say this, I'm coming to you from business owner to business owner, all right? We took our company from 60 deals a year to 132 deals a year after that to 204 deals. That we know what it takes to build businesses and to grow businesses. And the problem that a lot of real estate investors have is that they don't see it as a business. They're like, well, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to buy this house. It's just this house and this thing. But if you're specific about your actions and you take specific plans and you're reviewing those plans and see how everything goes along the way, you'll improve. But you don't want to run into a situation where you've been rehabbing houses for 15 years and your bank account still has the same amount of money in it and you're still running the same issues that you ran into 10 years early when you started investing in real estate. Why'd you get into it to begin with? What we've done, we are meticulous here at Build with our planning and with our meetings. We meet every single week to go over how much money we made the week before. Every week we review our profit and loss on a weekly basis, and every day we base our decisions on that. And if we see opportunities to improve to help you guys make more money, we'll do that. We'll bring in different resources. You've got to be willing to change your strategy along the way. The same thing applies to just a rehab, right? It's a business. Now, let's talk about the last 2 weeks, and let me give you some specific things that you can do once you think you're at that point where you're just 2 to 3 weeks out. And even if you didn't plan anything before that, you never got around, even though you came to a workshop and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do a budget. And then you didn't do a budget. You're like, yeah, I'm going to do a timeline. I watched Gary's 8 Steps of a Rehab like 10 times, but I didn't do any of it. I'm telling you, if you didn't do anything at all, do this. When you think that you're 2 to 3 weeks out, these are the steps that you can take. So, number 1, set aside 2 hours to go out to the house. And it'd be a good idea to go out there with someone else, just to get a fresh set of eyes on things. It's tedious. I would recommend turning your phone off. You need just complete concentration, just you in the house. And you're going to walk through, starting from the outside, and you're going to write down every single thing that still needs to be done. Everything. It will take a long time. It should take you 2 hours. If it doesn't take you 2 hours, then you're probably not doing a good enough job. Again, this is when you're 2 to 3 weeks out. And what you're going to do, you're going to treat the last 2 to 3 weeks as like a sprint. It's its own little job. Because if you don't treat it like that, have you heard the saying, a job will always take the amount of time and resources that you allot for it. And if you don't allot any time or resources to it, or it's just unlimited amount, then it will just grow and grow and grow. So you have to say, it's going to get done in the next 3 weeks, and these are the specific steps that we're going to take to get it done. So you're going to go out, the first thing you have to do, you have to step back and say, okay, what is every single thing that needs to be done on this house over the next 2 to 3 weeks? One thing you may discover is that it's going to take longer than 2 to 3 weeks. So you got to be realistic with yourself. So walk through the entire house. Write everything down. Take pictures of everything. I use Evernote. It's like a thing on my phone. Like it's kind of free, or it's $2 a month or something like that. where literally, and it takes forever, and I'm not a very meticulous person. I'm bad at like lists of things, but I make myself do it. You go out there and you literally type out every single thing that you need, or you write it down. Take pictures of everything. It's exhausting to even talk about doing that. It's 10 times more exhausting to go and do it. But once you do it, here's the best part. You don't have to do it after that. It's your choice. You can take 2 hours and just do this and knock it out and write it all down and take 1,000,000 pictures till your phone's full. Or all those trips to Home Depot and Lowe's and all that stuff. Yeah, you can 30 trips to Home Depot and Lowe's in 2 weeks around your work schedule. You're at Home Depot earlier than some of the contractors that are there. So you can do it all at once, or you can let the job intersperse it out as you go. I would recommend that you do it all at once. And here's how you're going to do it. So that's going to be you developing your plan. And this is what it's going to look like. You're going to write everything down on a gigantic list. You can use Post-it notes. It doesn't matter. Anything at all. Just get it all written down. And you're going to divide it up by these different things. You're going to write down what the job is specifically. And literally, if it's replace doorknob in kitchen, that's it. It's every single thing that needs to be done those last 2 to 3 weeks that's left. You're going to write down how critical is it. Is it very critical? Is it high, medium, or low? They're all something. And don't leave a single thing like, well, that's not going to make or break the deal. It might. That's not going to make or break the deal. But the other 30 things along with it, all combined, turn into one big thing. Right? And it's one of those deals where the buyers go through and it's not that they don't like the house. They're like, well, yeah, and there's just like something about it that's just not quite, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, as a real estate investor, the buyers, they see you like, they hold you this high standard of like a freshly rehabbed house. Because you know what they do? They look on the auditor. Well, he just paid $30,000 for this thing. Now he's trying to sell it for $130,000. I don't see $100,000 worth of work here. So you need to write down how critical are these different things. It's either high, medium, or low. They all need something. Next thing you're going to write down is how difficult is it? Is it really difficult? Is it kind of difficult, or is it super easy? This is where you have to be careful. The easy stuff that you can just knock out really quick will take away from the time to take out the big jobs that end up getting pushed to the end because you're doing all the little stuff. Oh yeah, well I got 10 things done today. Yeah, great. You cleaned 10 vent covers. Spectacular. Good job. But you never called the electrician to get that panel changed out. Well, I'll get to that later. When? Get it done now. I'll talk about priorities. Hold on. The next thing you write down is how long is it going to take to do it? Is it going to be a day? Is it going to be more than 1 day? Is it going to be a week? And can you do it yourself? Is it something that you can do yourself, or do you need to hire somebody to come in and do it? The reason why April is probably the most qualified person here at Build to talk about what she talked about tonight is, you guys, you should see the rehabs that she did back in the day when she was a real estate investor. I mean, they were lights out. She did this one on Snowflake in Corning Township. It was a tri-level. Some of you maybe went in it. The guys have been around Build for a while. I mean, it was covered in mold, and it was one of those deals where like the drywall was like peeling off the walls. It was so disgusting. And they bought it for like under $20,000. When it was done, I mean, it was meticulous. I mean, every single little thing was perfect. And they got more money for that house. I think they got $10,000 or $15,000 more than a tri-level had ever sold for over in that pocket at the time. And they got the appraisal because it was so perfect, every little detail. And it sold like that. So can you do it yourself, yes or no? All right, so you've got your list. It's going to be long. It's going to be very, very long, pages and pages of stuff. And you're going to organize it all like this. This is how you're going to execute it. And the order that you execute this, the last 2 to 3 weeks, is going to make or break your deal. This is specifically why the 2 to 3 weeks turns into 2 to 3 months. It's because you're not prioritizing the jobs that need to be done by this order. Number one, you need to list your things that are critical first. The things that will make or break the deal. Electrical panel not being changed out yet. Critical, critical, critical. The most critical things first. Not the easiest. This isn't the Dave Ramsey debt snowball. Don't apply that strategy to the last 2-3 weeks of your rehab. Then you want to list it by difficulty, high to low. So most critical things and the most difficult things. And then the time, longest to the short. So if you understand how to use Microsoft Excel, you can create a little table and put all these as headers, and you can sort them by these things. You can say, I'm going to sort by critical, high to low, then I'm going to sort by difficulty, then I'm going to sort by time. Maybe I'll make a template for you guys, and we'll email it out. We are going to email out, and we emailed out everything last month too for the workshop that we did, the contractor workshop. We're going to email out again. It'll probably be Saturday morning is when the flow has kind of been working, because we want to make sure we get all your information so you're all on the list. Saturday morning we'll send an email out where you can download her checklist. It's 6 pages long of all her punch-out stuff that she's used for years for her customers. And I'll go ahead and throw a spreadsheet in there as well that you can use in Excel that'll have these things. And I'll put some sample stuff in there for you. That'll be on Saturday morning. And the final thing is DIY. And this is how you need to tackle this. If you just start plugging away at the stuff that you can do that's the quickest, you won't get to that other stuff until later. And that is exactly why the rehab will stretch out a couple weeks. Because the big stuff, get an electrical panel changed out. You can't just call somebody and they just come the next day and change the electrical panel, and then you've got another electrical panel, after 2 days. It's going to take some time to get the contractor out there. It's the stuff, and it's all the weird, wonky stuff that you put off the whole time. Painting the garage door, changing out the utility tub that's completely covered in 60 years of crud. Change it out. You guys hear me? Nothing about this is complicated. But would you agree that it's not easy? It's hard. You got to sludge through it. You got to do it. But I'm telling you, all the stuff is going to need to be fixed eventually. And I'm just saying, look, get it done in the last 2 weeks instead of spread out at the worst possible times over the next 2 to 3 months. Oh, and after the house is already on the market. Don't do that. Now, one thing I will say that will help you, and I'm seeing people doing this less now than they used to, but I still believe in staging 100%. And what it does, it gives the buyer something to look at other than all your little nail pops and your drywall that you thought you could get done for 20 bucks a sheet, right? So when they're looking at the furniture and all that stuff, it creates a vision for the buyer. Otherwise, they have nothing else to look at. So they're like, I'm walking around an empty house. And you're used to it because you've been in that house all the time, right? You empty houses all day. But they don't know. They're like, oh, and then they treat it like a new build. They think they're in Homerama or something like that, and somebody forgot to tell them they're in Springfield Township in a ranch for $89.9, right? But it still has to look good. They want to feel like they're in Homerama. Does that make sense? Is it complicated? But is it hard? It's hard, right? But it will make the difference. It'll make all the difference in the world, guys. So remember, none of this matters without first taking action. Where are you in that quadrant? Are you a planner and light on the doing? Or are you just, I'm going to do? That's not good either. I'm just going to go and do it. I'll plan later. You want to find that balance, right? You've got to have the right amount of planning, and then you take action after that. Because if you don't go out and buy a house, none of this matters, okay? So what's your next step? So specifically for you, where are you in your business? Are you working on a project right now that you need help with? Are you 2 to 3 weeks out from getting it done? Or are you just looking to buy a property? Just try to get into this for the first time. One of the things that we do sell, one of the 2 things, is our financing. So we have financing available for all of our properties, regardless of your credit. The person who has shaky credit and the person who has fantastic credit, you guys all get the same rate, right? We're very equal here. Our lending is based on the value of the property itself. If that's something you're interested in, you want to find out how the financing works, and it can be on a house that we have, or it could be on a house that you find on your own. Stick around afterwards. We'll start 4 minutes after I finish in the room across the way. Oh, it'll be in here? Oh, cool. It'll be in here. So April and I think Jamie or somebody will be presenting how the financing works. It's like a 15-minute presentation. If you're not interested in that, please come over to Mio's and join us. We'll pick up the tab at the end of the night. But we want to find out more about your business. We want to give you guys a chance to network with other real estate investors. But by show of hands, who's never been to a build workshop before in this room? Cool. Now, I'm going to do this too. By show of hands, who's been investing in real estate for 5 years or more? Okay, who's been investing in real estate for less than 5 years? Okay, you guys who raised your hand. Second, there's a lot that you can learn from these guys over here that have been doing this longer. They can probably more than you learned tonight from me. They definitely have better stories, I can tell you that. So, come over to Mio's. Let's all hang out together. Let's have a good time. We'll see you here next month as well. Please, please, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. In addition to all the workshop videos, we also do like all kinds of like weekly updates, and I post some other ridiculously stupid YouTube videos that you guys can watch as well. But subscribe to that because that's really important. So please do that. We'll see you next month. Stick around for the financing. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.